I mean, come on, we're talking single-digit total kills essentially per
yeah, that was versus the Thieves, Alan. That was versus the Thieves, though. You know, they are the #1 team that we currently have in the game, but a .3 is definitely not acceptable, regardless of who you are. If you are Optic Texas, 0-6 so far in your series, 0-18 in map count. Realistically, you're looking for one to just simply go through the hoop. That's it. That's as simple as it can be. Optic just need one to go their way. They're starting off on an opening Hacienda where obviously they had a great opening showing versus LAT, but then on the second half of the game, everybody just started to do what they normally do, and that's ISO, play hero ball, and that's just not how it works out. On the opposite side, though, for LAG, I think this is going to be a really good series for them. Watching their series yesterday versus FaZe, because every single respawn that they played versus FaZe is in this series, and they all were very, very tight. So Optic Texas, you got to come out and you got to come out the gate swinging.
I 1,000,000% agree with that take. There is still a level of also trying to determine kind of the conversation at the desk. Will this formation and formula for LAG's roster actually work out for them? So far, so good. Opening breakoff has been pretty solid. Kenny able to re-clear out some of the space over towards open to keep at least the spawns relatively contested. And a nice little hip fire onto lands will now have Optic looking towards the hard point.
Yeah, Optic are definitely going to be looking towards the hard point, but neither squad are really focused on it as of now. We're more focused on finding the kills to try to flip these spawns, and perfectly at the right time, LG are able to combine 3. So now you can work for some time here at P1. You already have the rotation over towards new. They're seeming like they're just going to give it up for free, and Optic can take this 10 seconds and also a lot of space with it.
Yeah, indeed the case. So now the setup is looking at Lunars to see if he can get a read on how many members are coming over towards Fence's side. He's gotten a read at least onto one. Trophy system down to keep him planted, but he's lost track of Shotzi. So spawns will move. Gunfights in the middle of the map, though, will allow LAG to still have some sort of a setup from inside the hill, but nice shots from Kenny, takes him out on the cut, and now it's just down to Kismet, who drops, and Optic will get the flip.
Yeah, and that's why LAG struggled yesterday versus Atlanta. When those plays come down, when you're cutting your losses for about 20 seconds, you're putting yourself in the best ideal setup, just something is open. You're allowing someone to slip on by, and Shotzi takes advantage through the backside to find a double, secure the spawns for his team, find the break, and they might walk away with all this time here. That is a beautiful play there from Optic.
Looking really good for it. Pred also bumping out over towards the middle of the map, and this is great. Optic are going to allow LAG to spawn behind towards driveway and get to work with both Dashy and Pred trying to get over to new. Nice gunfight win there from Pred on 3 in a row. Support from Shotzi now on the rotation, and yeah, there is really no contest over towards old, so Optic looking like they're going to go scrap to initial from 2 to 3.
Yeah, and they're going to be initially here, set up. They're finding all the kills off the rotation. All of the gorilla mates are going to be spawning over towards well. So they have to bombard their way through that front side, and Optic have all of that covered. They find the initial 2, still holding on to the hard point. But now you got to locate where Kismet is, because he's about to set up this pinch for the break.
Yeah. Shotzi 6 in a row, spun around though, as Kismet will finally get things going. A 1-5 start from him, but now into the picture a little bit more for LAG. Has anyone got the YY counter out? Kenny now on 4 in a row. 6-1 start for him, trying to get into the hard point. Teammates trying to pinch over through connector, but it's not all that well coordinated, and that'll be enough for LAG to hold on for now.
Yeah, LAG still holding, but Optic are surrounding them. Now you have Pred playing the cutoffs from well side. You're hoping that your teammates can find the rest of the players on towards the hard point. They're able to find a trade, potentially walk away with this final 20, but LAG now in an opportunity with one player spawning towards the back. Linz is going to give it up for free. He's able to find a double. Final 15, go to LAG. Optic currently win the rotation over towards new, but this is a hill that they definitely need to work on.
Yeah, there's still a little bit of a question mark here in terms of, is there someone behind the play? Now they've got the security, knowing that these 2 members through P2 can lock things down. It's going to be just a full-on focus towards open hall and onto the front side of the hard point. LAG looking to break, largely just by snowballing their way through the side door. There's the first dash shot. Pred deals with it. Good damage on Demore, but the eliminations are there for LAG, leaving Kenny by himself, and he cannot get back to the play in time. Break successful for the gorilla mates.
Yeah, that's one of those situations there. Like, if you're Optic, you know where the pressure's coming in. I know Dashy wants to play it safe, make sure no one's flanking through Lambo side, but once your teammates get outnumbered or that first gunfight goes down, you have to put yourself into the play, because you're simply going to get outnumbered. You're still keeping it scrappy though, because you got players like Shotzi right through the front door, able to finesse to find another break. But the hold attempt, or at least the pacing right there for Optic, needs to be a little bit quicker, so this is a better hold.
Yep, indeed the case. Dashy gets the read of the contestant over towards Hall, but the play from the front is starting to develop for LAG until Shotzi, now last one left, has a 1v1. Good damage. Actually traded out decently by Linz, but Kenny is able to supply some support up top, and that will get the scrap time to Optic over 100 points as we head back to P1.
Yeah, looking a lot better today in the teamwork aspect. They're setting up these proper pinches. Already up by 50 after we hit the end of the first set. Now LAG trying to play catch up. putting himself in position, just hold down this P1 time. You have both ARs just watching over the hallways, allowing Kismet to soak up the time uncontested. This is where you start to get aggressive, but Optic, they at least find a couple kills. They still have the numbers.
Yeah, a little bit of damage, though, actually has Shotzi colliding onto his teammates. So
yeah,
it's just the one player into the hard point for now. Lunar's the one responsible for the rotation through Spiral, but loses track of Shotzi up top. So a moment here for Optic to try to win out these eliminations, keep the play on the hard point alive, and things are looking pretty darn decent for it. They're holding back this LAG push through open hall, but eventually Kismet will find 3, and now LAG try to put a little bit of pressure on rotation.
Oh, but that's a big kill right there from Shotzi. Gets it at the right time for 2 of his teammates to spawn right on him. Also finds a second before getting taken down. So Optic in a position now to win the rotation over towards New. You just got to keep on trading, but Kismet has rotated his way through the front side. I don't know if Optic are going to read this.
Oh, nope, they do not. Just lays prone over towards the driveway side. Dashy does get one. Trophy system denied by Lunars and Priesta as they're holding down this cut really nicely. Stuns and nades all being littered, but the pinch is on. Can able to find one from the backside of this attempt. And now Kismet trying to come off the reinforcements for the spawn. Also going to be surprised by another Optic member from behind. So yeah, Optic going to keep that lead at about 50, but with this close spawns, they can make that way wider here.
Yeah, way wider. They just need to find the rest of the kills through the front door. Dashy and Kenny spring alive with those ARs line up too. And now if you're the LAG mates, you know that we can't consistently just hit that front door. We're not going to find a break. Your last attempt here is going to be through mid lobby. Optic might not give you an opportunity. You already have players early off the rotation. Shotzi's taking space. Every kill that happens now, LAG will spawn back at old. And right now, Optic Texas, they are just on point.
Yeah, Pred the only one who can play forward, though, so Optic are have to form something and set something up as they try to break over to P3 as we hop into an Optic Texas. Listen in.
In front of me. I'm going not from I'm coming front. I'm cutting front. They're looking for me in the back. Just go, Tom. I'm top breathe. We can fuck. Here's the trap. One else in front, Ken. Behind me, front. Hard to go, Tom. He's front. He's front. I'm playing for the guy out of fence.
What's his shit plot? Couple looters.
Last guy lands. I cannot get the time. I cannot get the time.
I got it.
I'm in front. You heard? I have Adder. Just let me know. I'm already Adder, Ken. You heard that? Missing Lens, bro. Yeah, missing Lens. I have a low pitch. Nothing Adder still. I have a low pitch. Adder feels good.
Looters, watch out the plus. Outer.
In.
Really weak outer, Priesta.
Last guy Adder.
He's like on leg down.
There's one Adder behind you. There's one trigger maybe.
What's enemy? Let's play this.
They're all going flat, bro. All going flat. Nothing low you. He's
He's in.
How about pinch? First guy plat. How about pinch? Under the plat.
Watch out. Plus up.
Nice. I'm cutting you fast, bro. Yeah,
they're going. I can help.
See nothing on.
You should. Hold.
I'm new. Top out. Shit on. Nothing on me yet. I'm near. Could be top out again, boys. I'm in. I just got the worst. Top out. That's up. The part. On you.
One is behind you.
I'm dead. Watch out short. He's
open. You should
shake.
What about bottom line?
Streak.
Third tax, see if we can. No, one is bottom line. He's like bottom mid over here.
You're
open, and then one's our top part. Two open, one's our top part.
He's bottom one. He's short. Short the time. Open and short. That's it. Respond deep.
Alright, time kind of weak. There's 2 time.
One could be top out.
8 time. No trophy, guys.
Some time. I'm pitching, bro. I'm trying to low one. Nothing low one. Pick it up, dead. Alright, stand up. Then open. I'm
open.
I'm on short, boys.
I was just scared.
Yeah,
I'm open. You outer.
There's no time. One more shot. I'm telling you. Open, kiss. Open, only not weak. Open, and then there's that play. Only one.
Yeah, he's out. Open side time. He's going our side open.
I'm going taking right. I'm taking the right route, okay? Keep your open on
I'm taking around for us.
Top part.
Nice, good shot.
Alright, let's go.
Yeah, not bad at all here for Optic. I think the Green Wall's gonna love being able to see Pred get all fiery in the comms.
Yeah.
Makes it feel like the old school Renegades day when he was at APAC, just absolutely destroying. And that seems to be the case here for Optic as he finds himself at 21-18.
Yeah, they haven't really had a lot of moments so far throughout the stage to roar a little bit, but everyone is sitting at positive. Kenny at 17-17. The guns are working today for Optic Texas. So you find yourself up by 60, but do not let your foot off the gas because LAG with a perfect hold there at P4, withstanding the Hellstorm coming in, are still keeping this a game. And now they're only down by 50 and currently contesting for those back zones as well.
Yeah, indeed the case. Pred making a mess of top side of Spiral. 18 seconds of scrap time here. Looks like Optic are going to just collect as much of that as they possibly can. LAG required, though, to win out this next hold over towards P2. You've got Lunars once again backside over towards the driveway to watch. You've got Kismet right here working with Lins to make sure no one hits down through Spiral. And now here comes the play once again for Optic moving around the back.
Oh, that's a big opening kill there from Pred. Can your teammates find a trade to at least potentially spawn them out? But Pred gets the better of Kismet. At least there for the trade. Optic Texas through mid lobby, instantly find the break. LAG breakdown again.
Oh, and Lynn's not able to keep his life over towards the connector, so now it is just on Kismet. Not quite able to find full entry, but at least enough pressure here for LAG spawning close to keep the hard point in their name. Little water out for Kenny, waiting for his teammates to develop the hit from the front first, or maybe not at all. Kenny's actually the first one to peek. Got the first bullet on the Lynn's. Follow up from Pred is clean. Now it's just on the Lunar's backside of the hill. He's being held back by Dashy. Pistol out, not going to work, and Optic can win here.
Optic can win here. LAG starting to spawn all around that middle map area. You just got to take care of Lynn's to the backside. Optic Texas looking like they're going to secure a map win here.
And it's going to come in electric fashion with Shotzi on the pinch. It's finally happened. Optic Texas find their first map win, and even Pred looks up and says, praise be Hacienda, finding a clean win here versus LAG.
Finally able to see one go through the hoop. The Green Wall fans get a little bit more excited. Pred is saying, thank you, God. We have been able to get over this hump. But a Hardpoint W is a great W, especially if you're Optic starting off in the map number 1. They completely outclassed LAG. Like, there was multiple times where you're thinking, all right, LAG are going to cut their losses. Not once, but twice at P2 with 20 seconds to give up at P1. If you're going to give up that much time, you're putting yourself in the best setup. Their setup, though, was instantly broken on the first attempt right there from Optic Texas because Optic's teamwork was on point. We're understanding, okay, we're not going to bombard our way through lobby to find these kills. We have to take different angles. And the fact that they're able to take those angles through well and at the same time put a little pressure on the front and mid lobby, you're also finding the opening kill. It makes your job a whole lot easier because you're instantly putting yourself in the numbers advantage. We haven't seen this form of Optic Texas in quite some time, but that's a good start to at least build off of.
Yeah, and I mean, just kind of reiterating onto your point, let's throw some numbers onto it. I mean, looking at this LAG squad, they are the worst team this stage at rotating around every map, essentially.
Yeah.
They're also the 9th ranked team when it comes to hold percentage, and their hold opportunities per map are low because of the rotation percentage being bad. And yeah, their break percentage is number 3 currently, but that's because they're breaking all the time. So it just kind of comes down to, I think you're absolutely right, the 2 different times at P2, but I think it really starts with that first rotation where Optic are able to foil the setup around the back, flip spawns, flip the hard point at 2, and then also win rotation, putting LAG in a miserable spot as we start to head over to P3. So yeah, really good idea there for Optic, just playing better on rotation and putting a lot of stress on this LAG team that still is having a really tough time locking things down with this group before.
Yeah, they're just trying to still figure out their identity right now. Obviously, you heard Nameless touch on it. The previous stint of the Gorilla mates, they were around the middle of the pack in Hardpoint. They struggled in Search and Destroy. But so far, with this iteration of the roster, they haven't really figured out a mode that has worked for them, besides probably Control, and that's hoping that they can play Hacienda basically every single time. But if you're Optic, you're feeling fantastic because there's been a lot of talk about you guys just playing a lot of hero ball. Finally, we've been able to see a little bit of teamwork there in that map number 1. And with that teamwork, you're able to find breaks. You're able to set up these proper holds. The one mishap they had was at P4 when Dash was just taking his sweet time over towards Lambo. If he just fills that gap better, the scoreline is a little bit more different. But this is what the Green Wall was asking for. This is what the entire world was asking for Optic to show some life. And they do it there in map 1.
Decent gap established early, never really got all that close. In fact, it just got a little bit wider as we continue to go on. Red card Search and Destroy, though, coming up next. And again, the numbers across the board for both these two teams throughout this stage has not necessarily been great. Of course, the team change on one side, and who knows what's going on the other with Optic. But you go to a red card here. It's a map that you have a lot of reps on if you're Optic, and in particular, a lot of reps before they swapped out Pred for Hoog. Yeah. So maybe there is a little bit of, let's just go back to a ballpark, a ball game that we know. Let's see if we can get ourselves set up and start this series off 2-0. Where on the other side, I do like the idea of how this LAG team plays on a map like red card, because they do flex into 3 subs, 3 ARs often, so they can really manipulate tempo a lot on this map.
Yeah, they have playmakers, man. You know what Kismet is going to do on the side of LAG. He's going to be the aggressor through mid-ticket on the overextension and even try to take hedge control away. I think if you're Optic, your biggest focus in Search and Destroy in general is early into these rounds. They are dead last in first bloods. Even in situations where they find the first blood, they're not clutching up on these rounds. 11th in post plants, 11th in retakes. Everything for Optic right now in Search and Destroy is just abysmal. And when I sat there and I was looking at a bunch of stuff being posted all over the timeline, I was hearing things about Optic just like taking risks when they don't need to. Like there's certain situations when you have the numbers advantage, we're deciding to go for bomb wraps or just overextension ISO plays. When you have the numbers, let's put ourselves in a situation where we can play these trades. That's the best way to play this game.
Yep, indeed the case. If you missed that there in the bottom left, new CDL Scuff skins. Wow, some of the teams cooked with them too, man. They look real good. So if you need to, go back, rewind, scan that QR code, get over there. And well, if you're an Optic fan, you might want to do that right now while we look at the losing streak. The search and destroy has been going down. And I think the thing that's been, again, obviously the map losses has been significant, but it's also just been the fact that they haven't come close to winning a search and destroy since we got off the miner. So lots of work to be done as we jump on in. Red card, search and destroy, LAG. Oh, a little bit of a feisty play with tempo through ticket and over to B immediately. I think they know that Pred is the one defender here. We pop the door, try to throw a stun, see if we can get info on the defense, but Pred sends immediately the same stuff back to sender.
Yeah, Pred's just gonna back on out. Now they're trying to find an opening kill with the tax, able to connect onto Lens, but no one falls. So now LAG in towards the site. Priest has info onto Shotzzy. Yeah, you gotta take that one-on-one first blood to LAG.
Yeah, Lens, he doesn't have to take an extra step forward here. You can just hold these doorways. Optic, lots of shots. Kenny actually a very solid win, but cannot get away after the damage from Lunar's head been tallied and traded. Lens now backside staircase, just trying to play angles, but that gets caught down. And Pred and Dashy clean up the rest of the post plant defense. Good stuff from Optic.
Oh, great stuff from Optic there, and the man disadvantage. It was all on Kenny, though, setting the tone early on, applying that early pressure for that first kill. Even though he gets traded out, right there in a 2v3, if you're LAG, you're thinking, all right, we have the man advantage. They use all their stuns. There's no way in hell they're going to try to retake this before we get this bomb down, but Pred strikes at the right time, wins his first gunfight, makes it a 2v2. Bomb planner tries to rotate his way on out, but once you take this positioning away, you're able to set up the team shots between Dashy and Pred.
Yeah.
So a beautiful retake there from Optic Texas as they secure the first.
And I think on the other side for LAG, we've got a really good kind of third-party perspective of that play. Lynn's just way too wide in that swing, considering there's a high-low setup on that cross that should have given him the info that he was trying to get. First blood for Lunars, though. Tallied on the Kenny, who initially was the bomb carrier. That's now collected by Pred, and they have to try to isolate onto Lens. Shotzzy trying to chase, stuns, nades, a little bit of support behind, but still the red dot chase is on, and eventually Shotzzy's able to find the kill.
Oh, Shotzzy, big kill there. Makes it a 3v3. And now you're forcing LAG to start to back up from their positions. Priesthood knows that he could potentially be spotted over from stage, but you have to make sure we're accounting for Shotzzy. Do not allow him to get lost. Pred's still going to be the bomb carrier, but Kismet's sitting right beside him.
Yeah, he sure is. And that now changes the entire complexion of this round, especially with Lunar's fighting one, almost able to take down Shotzzy as well. With 30 seconds left, and Shotzzy pretty much held over towards the top side at glass. This is going to be a very tough comeback, and he's likely going to have to do this by way of finding both kills. There's really not a chance he gets this bomb and runs for a plant.
Yeah, there's just no way he should be able to clutch this round, but Shotzzy can do Shotzzy things. Makes it a 1v1, 15 seconds. Thankfully, Priesta, with the repositioning, able to play the buddy system there with Kismet and not allow Shotzzy to get on out. Still with 15 seconds, though, to recover that bomb in that position and even think about the objective. It's going to be very difficult to do. Most likely had to play for the kill, but LAG set the tone there on their defense. They take away Hedge. They find that first blood. They force Shotzzy to try to be aggressive through mid-ticket, even though he does find some success there. All that pressure over towards Hedge, you make Optic back down in their position, and that allows eventually Kismet to take that space away through B Street to work that pinch. Great play.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things too, where if you're Optic and you do get that kill on Lens at mid, and you started to get Shotzzy pushed up to, it looked like they were already in a spot to likely re-clear Hedges, but the bomb just never comes to be a part of that play. Shotzzy timing here is exquisite. This is the same break off for the two players through mid for LAG. Doesn't have the same support from behind, though, and I will say LAG is very lucky to still be in a 4v4, even maybe more lucky. They find a 1v1 into Kenny mid-map. It does get traded as the bomb carrier drops.
Yeah, that's the bomb carrier. That's the biggest thing. Now you have to commit your way over towards B. And Optic have hit the rotation to be set up for it. Pred gonna try to make a hero play, sets up on the pinch, finds one, and at least able to almost get out, but 2v2.
Yeah, Shotzzy, information gain, finds the kill and sneaks away from Lunars, who was nearby, just didn't have an angle. Bomb should be very collectible here, but Lunars is, of course, worried about Shotzzy just running circles around you, and why wouldn't you be? Well, there's some good information. A couple of warning shots from Lunars. And I'm not going to lie to you, if this continues just to be a shoulders game, yeah, Lunar's just kind of put himself out of the realm of possibility of clutching that, not being able to get back to the bomb in time, and doesn't even get that far as Dashy secures the kill.
Yeah, Dashy was the tone setter that round. Even when Kenny got picked off, he was able to find that kill onto Kismet, make it a 3v3, force LAG to commit their way over towards that B site. And finally, some smiles from young Bruce. It's been quite some time since they've been able to have a little bit of fun, but things are starting to go their way. Even in man disadvantages, they're getting picked off early on. They're clutching up with the man down. And that's back-to-back defenses there for Optic.
2 3v4 wins as well. LAG going to spread the floor here on this defense. Furthest player forward will be Kismet, kind of lurking over towards this mid-cut on the backside of Ticket towards B. And we're inch-warming our way up if you're Shotzzy. Finally now with a couple of shots over the top towards Linz. They're going to try to push the issue. Linz in trouble, backs away. Gives himself a chance at this as he doesn't get affected by any stuns either. Rotating over his Lunars. Can he get an angle at this back door to try to hold off this play from Optic though? Linz gets tagged, somehow slips right by the Optic offense. And now he's got a chance again to try to reset this, but Shotzzy with the Jackal, too good up close. Kismet can only find one trade and we'll go 3v2.
He just kept on backing down the players from LAG. Linz with so many repositions, just simply trying to play his life. Gets picked off and the Kismet finds one, but instantly traded. Now the 3v2, make it a 2v2. Preg gets a little bit too aggressive on the backside of B, but he's potentially trying to set up this rotation because Dashy has all the space.
Yeah, he can just hold this if he wants to. A look over to Priesta, wants to make sure he's got the clean shots, and that will work. But the problem is the bomb carrier again falls. It's just so separated from Optic's offense. Lunars, a couple of shots towards Dashy. Should know that he's got the time to play for the high ground, and yep, will do that perfectly. Dashy predicted it well, but not able to shoot back in time, and Lunars will clutch up the round for LAG.
Yeah, big round there from Lunars to make it into a one-on-one. Knows that Dashy doesn't have the time on his side. I just have to put myself in a position to potentially contest it. But Dashy was playing from the kill, and Lunars with the repositioning too strong. So all-out defense is there, but if you're Optic man advantage, we gotta take our time there. There's no reason why Pred should be attacking over towards Eskies, giving up his life for free, making it a 2v2. Because in a man advantage, you just holding towards that site. We can get the bomb down at B instead of thinking about that rotation over towards A.
Yeah.
But LAG, they capitalize on that moment. Tie game.
Lunar's going to carry a 3 streak into round number 5. And this will be the first time we're going to see LAG's offense try to develop something different than this quick B hit through mid. Optic have adjusted their defense to try to put some test into that play if that were to come through. It's Shotzzy and Pred at mid-ticket, but this does mean that there is a lack of defensive pressure over towards Hedges, and Linz will actually throw a couple of shots at mid and move this Optic defense around a touch more.
Yeah, but this is one of those rounds where we're just simply playing for a pick, trying to slow down the game, take a little bit of space away, and Kismet is able to strike first. So now we got to back on up, recover the bomb. No, potentially the rotation for Optic Texas is going to be over towards the A site, but Lunars is able to spot one player, not going to commit on the gunfight. And now Kenny's lost.
Yeah.
Shots.
Yeah, I don't, okay. Shotzzy still trying to reposition though, caught by Linz. And Dashy's now been seen at mid-map. Bomb collected by Priesta, should get to work on a free A plant. Dashy knows he's got to deal with at least this player a little bit deeper, but has lost track of Linz. And now has to try to play off the bomb. Able to at least re-secure information on where Linz is positioned, but this is a very difficult 1v3.
Oh, yeah, it's a 1v3. Obviously, you were looking for that kill onto Linz because he's basically going to be the safety net on this plant spot. But with 30 seconds left, bomb planted at A, Linz still throwing shoulders around the middle of the map. Dashy simply might run out of ammo before he can get into a gunfight.
It's going to be a run out of ammo or run out of time, one of the two, and has to force it onto the bomb site. Not going to work there. Yeah, puzzling from Lunar's perspective, but that definitely felt like one of those rounds where Optic adjusts their defense, put both of their SMGs inside a ticket. Let's not let LAG run through us at mid, but that comes at the cost of being able to hold over towards Hedges, and it's just a free route for Kismet to open up for first blood.
Yeah, they've had, what, like 2 defenses now where they try to take that ticket control. That one, they do it a little bit slower because obviously LAG have yet to leave the spawn. But when they are wasting time there, that forces Optic to start to play those mind games. Potentially they're here, potentially they're there. And even with Dashy in a position to watch that crossover towards A, Pred just gets a little bit too aggressive, thinking that they were already at stage. So he got picked off first, and then everything else after that was a chain effect. But Now Optic back on the offense. Gonna change their approach, showing a little bit of presence over towards Hedge, and LAG are ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, those opening nades from LAG were perfect, and Optic are not going to have really any information on where any of these defenders could be at mid. Good clearance, though, from Pred, swiftly getting back over towards where the LAG trophy is positioned. So he's gotten through that first line of defense, but LAG have backed up and played this more reserved.
Yeah, they're playing super safe now. Just making sure you have the player who's sitting top windows and Lunars watching across over towards stage. As long as no one puts himself in a position around that site, we do not have to budge on our setup. 40 seconds still to go. Optic still taking a slow approach.
Yeah, and they really aren't putting any pressure on B at the moment. Yeah, and Pred's now been seen. LAG should feel very confident in this defensive setup with the player up top and the ability to try to watch a cut. Lunars? Okay. Does get the read onto Pred. We go 3v3. The bomb's just going to make its way over onto the B site, and I don't even know if Lunars has information on this.
Oh, well, with 20 seconds left, obviously, you know they're not at A, so they're most likely going to be getting this bomb down at B. You still have an opportunity to clutch up on the round. 3v3 on the retake. A nade in the back pocket here for Lunars. Then you got these down. Those are not going to be effective.
Yeah, and you don't have the ability of retaking this off the pinch. You just have no information on where Shotzi's gotten lost to, so you have to flood from the front, and that works perfect from Kismet. Oh, the response over to Shotzi also beautiful. Just down to one, and Lunars will find it off screen on the dashy backside of the site. And that is an absolutely brilliant retake, the one that was required just simply due to the fact that you just didn't know where Shotzi was, and you're not going to go hunting for him with the bomb down already. So good decision making from LAG.
Oh, yeah, and believe it or not, like the nade had a really big impact on that round, even though it was instantly blocked by that trophy. You're able to back them down from their positioning, allow Kismet the slim chance of potentially finding an opening, and he takes full advantage of it. Jumps out, finds that first kill onto Kenny, the trade there for Shotzi. And then doesn't even have to shoot his gun for that final kill because your teammate took care of it. 3 rounds in a row here for LAG. They're starting to pull away.
Yeah, Kismet on 5. So streaks are becoming a part of the conversation now immediately as we jump in round number 7. Similar break off for LAG. This time it's not supported with a hit through ticket. It's just a look towards the outsides at bleachers. And Kismet is going to be the vanguard of this play. Trying to make his way quickly through the backside of the owner's box, and he's going to see the doors are popped, so he should know that there's a defender somewhere nearby.
Yeah, and it seems like off the minimap, Optic are seeming like they want to push their way through Hedge and just bank on Pred just staying alive in this position, but LAG have wrapped their way back over towards stage and left Kismet in this powerful position to potentially set up this pinch, but the nade, the shots, good enough for Optic to find the initial 2 kills.
Yeah, and now Kismet has to make a play. That stun didn't hit him, but Pred still able, pardon me, words English, able to find the elimination. And so now it's just down to Lunars 1v4. Bomb just in front of him, but yeah, there's just nowhere to go here. Clean shots onto Dashy. Follow-up is decent onto Pred, but not quite able to win the gunfight, and that will put Optic back on the board.
Yeah, beautifully played right there from Optic Texas. Just stand strong on their defense. Pred gains the info early on. There's a little bit of pressure over here at B, but him staying alive and not allowing him to take that B side instantly allows Optic to potentially play for that rotation on back. They had a lot of hedge presence. Shotzi with the nade opens up the first kill, and then Dash at the same time in sync. He's able to find the second through the middle of the map. Instantly is able to shut down that round. As Optic secure another defense. Down 4-3. Need to have an answer here on the attack.
Yes, you sure do. And the designs at the moment for Optic have been a little less than convincing. They've really barely even seen a bomb site. A couple of stray shots over the middle of the map. Kismet, RCXD, going to be the trusted defender on towards B bleachers, but I will say again, LAG, considering that they're trusting the RC on the other side of the map, they're giving away a lot of space here, and Shotzi may be able to thread the needle.
Shotzi already puts himself in a great position. That bomb's gonna go down for free. If you're Kismet, you gotta get out of that RC. Now you gotta attempt here a 4v4 retake, and this is one of those sites that are very difficult to do that.
I'm so confused about what the game plan here was for LAG's defense. Now we're getting caught in mid-map. Shotzi in trouble. Good isolation as Priesta follows up. Stuns. Shots through the wall. Able to land on towards Kenny. Pred backed away, and Dashy will have to start making his move forward here as Pred's really not in an angle to watch for the bomb defuse, and that will do it. So retake comes through. Surprising to say the least, because there's a lot of space just voluntarily given to Optic, but they played their post plant very, very safely as well and just get beat.
Yeah, LAG was just able to find a bunch of isolation gunfights. Like Shotzi trapped into the corner, you put down shots, have a player weak, you get the bait and switch for the first blood, and then Kenny just traps himself on towards the site, instantly jumps on the top camera, but that's not really a preferred angle. It's easy to spot you there. You turn it into a 4v2. LAG instantly hopped the defuse. You know that Dash is still alive towards top hedge, and Pred is completely out of the play. They do not have an angle to watch over the bomb as long as we clear out that top window. And now LAG at game point.
Yeah, I'm just really surprised again with Kismet in the RCXD, and you get free clearance running down mid hedges that they didn't try to get Kenny at the post plant towards arches with Shotzzy.
Yeah.
But neither here nor there. 5-3 the tally. Shotzzy, good first blood. Almost able to turn that into a second, but denied. Pred looking for the rotation through Ticket. May have predicted it perfectly, but Linz goes prone, gets a little bit of regen. He'll stay alive, and now Dashy's in a little bit of trouble, and he'll have to back down to the 3v3.
Yeah, this is a lot of information gained, though, on the side of LAG, though. You already spot 2 players shooting through that mid ticket, so we can take a little bit of space here at A. Bomb rotating its way on the proper side, and Kenny, the opposing side, is working on this deep pinch, but you got to hurry up.
Yeah. Dashy moving quickly. Pred gonna be caught backside hot dog. And then Dashy's got nowhere to go. This is gonna be a 1v3 for Kenny. And I love this from LAG. Just gonna try to rewrap this all the way around the back and make life extra difficult if they get this plant at B.
Oh yeah, and Kenny only has a frag to work with, so gotta catch the timing on at least one play if you want to make this more of a clutchable round. And as soon as you get into an engagement, Lunars with the AR spots you from long distance, and LAG are able to respond after slow map number 1. Take the search and destroy to tie the series.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely a couple of moments on both teams' sides. You look back and say, like, okay, we're kind of giving away more than we probably should here. Obviously, the one that lives kind of most recently in the head is that Optic post plant. I mean, you've got Shotzzy committed to playing backside hot dog stand. Kenny's the one planning, and he just runs back over towards camera instead of trying to play over through arches to get a crossfire set up with Shotzzy. Like you said, Pred was not a part of the play. On the other front, though, there's also like some question marks to LAG of giving away a lot of space as well. I know they're opening a couple of rounds, had a lot of offensive focus and through Ticket. Worked initially, then kind of got shut down. But after that point, hard to find bomb plants for LAG. But yeah, it just didn't really make that much of a difference. A lot of production from Lunars, 13 and 6, 1900 damage, 2 first bloods. So good stuff out of him.
Yeah, he did his thing, man. That's a good search and destroy there from the rookie. So allow his team to tie this series up. But if Optic need to talk about anything from that map, there's a couple rounds that they just simply let go. 3v2 when Pred just gets aggressive on the outside of that B bomb. That's not supposed to happen. 4v4 post plant, your setup needs to be a lot better. I know before we even started the map, I said they were 11th overall. They still have yet to figure out that aspect, and S&D is still a struggle for them.
A little bit, but hey, LAG, smooth bounce back after a very tough opening Hacienda. We'll be to the control, but before we do, we're gonna go to the desk, give us their thoughts.
Search and destroy isn't figured out yet. 3-0's not in the cards.
It's only a matter of time.
But we're guaranteed a game for Optic fans. So let's take a look at what went down so far, Allie, because I was quite smug.
You were quite smug.
Until the end of the search and destroy.
I think we were all pretty quite smug after that map number 1. But no, this map number 2 for me was huge for LAG and their search and destroy. It's been slowly but surely getting better, and the retakes from LAG throughout the entirety of this map were just unreal. And from the side of like round 6, like the aggro defense towards A from LAG, it was kind of like a blind counter. There's 3 members of Optic Texas pushed up in stage, and we were there for like at least half of the round, and Optic were praying for a mistake. They were praying for a pick, but they weren't able to get one. And LAG, just great retakes out of them. There was a moment where they could have sold, but Kismet bails them out with that crazy 2.
Yeah, I mean, that was the round where it's like, all right, Optic are going to slow play towards A. It's a swing round. It was round number 6. And Pred just kind of goes by himself up the ladder and dies, right? Feels like he has a kill, trying to make the hero play, and that is like the story of Optic's problems in this search and destroy. But I will say on the side of LAG, phenomenally played by Lunars. The guy was alive at almost the end of every round. Impact kills left and right, not letting any players on Optic slip through and make a big play. Sort of what they envisioned in acquiring him. He's like, hopefully he can help fix our search and destroy.
I asked yesterday, Allie, who would you rather? You said Lunars, paying dividends in search and destroy. Let's take a look, though, at why we were gloating in the green room at the end. And you looked over and you said, absolute cinema.
Yes, it was cinema.
Everything.
Listen, there were some really good plays on this hardpoint, and you know, the top teams, they do it on a consistent basis. I haven't seen Optic do this since stage 1 when they had Ook on the team, right? And it was actually Pred who made some really big plays. It was the rotation over towards P3 on that first rotation. Pred gets pushed all the way up through secret and just waits. He just takes his time, and they go in for a pinch, and they end up getting a ton of time on that hill. So Optic today, man, waiting on each other in the the respawn so far, taking their time, executing the breaks well, and prioritizing the spawns. They looked really good in that first hardpoint.
This hardpoint was night and day for me. From what we've previously seen from Optic Texas, it actually felt like they were communicating and kind of on the same page.
It's an awesome play.
Their rotations were incredible. They were disgusting at that holdover on P2 Lambo. We saw a little bit from it in the previous matches, but obviously it didn't pay out. Today, beautiful hardpoint from the side of Optic Texas.
Hey, Allie,
Yes.
guess how Scump reacted after that win?
I'm assuming he was very happy.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Looking like they're going to secure a map win here.
There we go, boys. Let's go. Nice. Let's go, man.
Finally happened.
We're on the board. There's one.
Win and even Brett.
Holy
Bass B Hacienda.
Let's go, man.
Finding a clean
There's
win
one.
here
Come
versus
on. Something to cheer
LAG.
about. There we go.
Finally able to see.
Yeah.
Very comfortable on the couch watching the game. One, the shades come up. Are those tears of joy?
No, he's trolling. He's like, imagine if I was crying. He was not impressed just yet. And I'm with him, man. Got to win a series.
Optic is looking forward to a win here, and of course, all of our top squads are excited for EWC. The Esports World Cup will feature another $1.8 million prize pool. The event's going down July 24th to the 27th. Hang out with us and check out an amazing event. We had a great time last year. FaZe bouncing back after champs with a big W there.
It was unreal. One of my favorite events I've ever attended. It was an absolute blast. It literally felt like I was at a festival for esports. Unreal stuff. Can't wait for it this year.
Final note on that, and 3 Challengers teams will be brought over from champs. One Challenger team will be the winner of DreamHack Dallas. So that is major number 4. Tickets are already on sale, so make sure you guys check that out. 11 other teams will be invited. But that's not all. We got more COD to talk about, and to do it, it's Shift's turn.
Oh, okay. Bye, Jay. Get out of here.
See you, Jay.
You got it. You got it, bro. You got it.
No, it's my guy. Yo, talking about Challengers, we just got through season 2 of Challengers Elite. Definitely a compelling season from start to finish on both the European and North American sides. We had a handful of roster swaps, naturally, as Challengers does. But in particular, you head over towards EU, and how about this Team Notorious squad, Jay? They are back-to-back winners in the EU Challenger season 1 and 2.
Yeah, back-to-back winners, and both of their grand finals, they took care of them with ease, man. I don't know what it is so far, but that young man Afro, Mr. Marcus, he has truly figured it out in this game. Without question, the best player on the side of the EU. And realistically, if I'm any of these CDL teams and you need an SMG raw talented Slayer, I'm giving this guy a ring.
Yeah, he's been super flexible too. It's just one of those kind of storylines. We talk about this a lot with Challengers players. Like, you get pulled into the league, you're feeling great about it, but you're playing for the London Royal Ravens, and it's just like, damn it. So it's one of those situations, trying to hopefully get an opportunity to get back to the league. Of course, they're looking really forward towards what happens in Major 2 in Allen, Texas, hoping that they really can establish some EU dominance in Challengers, because through the opens, there really hasn't been a lot of wiggle room when it comes to trying to default away from those North American teams. The other side of it, no clips, but Omit Brooklyn did win in North America, so they are technically by org back-to-back winners, though, of course, they had to substitute in players and make some moves to deal with Lunars and Neptune getting pulled up. But I'm telling you, man, Omit Rafi's got to be smiling from year to year. We said it on the broadcast then. I got to say it again. Get this guy a commissioner spot, GM spot somewhere in the league. This guy knows how to win.
That guy has an eye for talent, man. Shout out to Omid Brooklyn on going back-to-back as an organization. You obviously know a couple players from the previous set of Omid Brooklyn are already in towards the CDL. They're just trying to add a couple more to the tally. But enough about Challengers. Back into the CDL squads. Optic, Texas, LAG currently tied at 1. And you saw that stat before hopping in. Optic are currently on a 9-game losing in control. They're going up against LAG on their best control map. So this is going to be tough.
Yeah, LG, and I know Nameless brought this up in the pre-show, but their control has actually been really solid. A couple of their losses have been a little bit on the worst side since the split has changed, the roster has changed, but for the most part, they have been pretty decent when it comes to control overall. Kenny able to pop up for 3 in the feed. That gets my duo a little bit fiery, a little bit electric, and LG are now kind of stuck in the same blender that it feels like everyone's getting stuck in with this aggressive spawn trap.
Oh, yeah, this is good for Optic. Happy as hell that they decided to get rid of Vault. It's been Vault all throughout this entire stage, and you're 0-6 on it. So let's throw a Hacienda into the mix. You need your SMGs to just get lost in their base, and they're already having a phenomenal start to this opening defense. Not a single segment earned for LAG. Barely any time to lead the spawn, but finally Kismet is able to put the game clock at a pause at B.
Yeah, problem is the rest of the LAG team was trying to make their way through P4 as a way to maybe put some pressure on A, but Pred cuts that off, and now Keddy is in position to watch over the top of really both zones if he chooses to. Lunars has to make a play. He's found himself over towards Patio, number 5 in purple. He's going to have to decide, though, how do I want to go about this? He can't find any Optic members. His teammates are about to be spawn trapped again, and he also is dealt with by Pred over towards Patio. This is going to be a very convincing Optic defense.
Oh, yeah, only 10 seconds left. LAG, last hoorah attempt over towards the speed point. You're trying to work your way through connector. Priesta has been able to slip by, but he should instantly get taken care of. Optic Texas ready and rolling in this round number 1 on defense. Do not allow a single segment to go away.
Yeah, really clean. Starts off with the break off as it often does on Hacienda. It's a really polished one. You immediately, again, like we've seen over the course of the last couple of weeks, just spread the map. Send someone through open, send someone through spiral, send someone through fences, and there's just nowhere else for the offense to spawn besides right in your rating crosshairs. So really good stuff from Optic to understand and get themselves in the position to do just that.
Definitely helps too when Kenny's lining up 3 instantaneously, and already Shotzi in their spawn causing mayhem. Now Optic Texas have no worries on this offense because there's no segments that they need to try to make up for. Let's just get a couple on our end, but it's not going to be easy because LAG love themselves defense on this map.
Yeah. See how things unfold. Shotzi trying to find some openings through Fireplace. Not going to happen. Dashy follows up, though, at least with trades, but he's the last one standing now and has to try to keep his life. Lunar seen over towards open hallway. Just kind of flops himself onto the ground. Also shut down as Kismet gets deleted. And now Optic just need to find Priesta off their spawn if they can. It'll be a really quick rotation over to either of these 2 zones, but Priesta has stayed alive and will really hold back this Optic offense.
Oh, yeah, and that's another 3 dead Dashy. Farthest player pushed up does get taken care of. So now LG have an opportunity to put them in a spawn trap of their own. Every base is currently being covered. You have the overextension. Or is Kismet going to allow this one player to slip on by? It's a perfect positioning there from Shotzi. At least a 3 dead and Optic already out of their base.
Yep. All right. See if they can find a way to stay on towards this B zone. So far, so good. They're even going to get Shotzi in towards 10 as a way to hopefully spread out this defense just a touch. But Kismet, big win around the back. Follow up also going to come through as there will be a little bit of clearance over towards the 10 side of the map. Lunar is still waiting. Stun going to come through. Pred able to follow up. That should get them back on the B zone here.
Yeah, we need to get on the point. Like we had a bunch of kills go down. We're just allowing only 1 player to sit on it, but Dashy makes up for it with 3 in the feed. First segment already locked. Now Dashy can start to play some spawn kills. I texted my guy Brandon this morning. I said, today's your day, kid. Today's the day that we see one go through the hoop, and he is having a phenomenal start to this control.
Yeah, I'll say. Pred right behind the play, following up. Should be good for at least 1, and no, he'll do better. He'll find 2. So minute 12 on the clock, 16 playing 13. Pred can continue to just be a nuisance. Topside office. Follow up from Kismet trying to get there. That's the pistol win, but the shutdown still comes through. And Optic actually still playing for kills, not trying to get on the zone as of yet.
Oh, yeah, because they were just relying on what Pred can get done. Thankfully, he was able to stall out a lot of time. LAG put a lot of focus on eliminating him from top office, and that allows Optic Texas now to already be out of their spawn. Unfortunately, you got to win a couple trades. The farthest player pushed up now is going to be Pred. He's going to put himself in position again to play for spawners. Finds that kill onto Priesta. He's just opening up a lane for his teammates to get out.
Yep. 12v7, down to 44 seconds on the clock. First ticket A locked. And Pred's going to be right behind the play, but still losing a couple of members. Key win from Shotzi keeps the offense coming out of spawn pretty swiftly in a 9v5, 35 seconds. And, ooh, Shotzi's being chased, but I don't think he realizes, and actually LAG have kind of lost track with him a little bit.
And there's no more respawns, not for LAG, so this one has to be perfect. You're banking on now Kismet, who's the farthest player pushed on out, the only player working on the pinch with 20 seconds to go. If he can find a couple, just giving up that position, so the second segment might be locked. Kismet eventually strikes, and he's still going to be in the play. That's 3 dead.
Yeah. Oh,
no.
All 4 are down. 5v3 situation. Second tick. Close, but not gone yet. Priesta shutting down the P2 side of the map. Also worried about, again, the clock becoming maybe the biggest opponent here for Optic. Shut down for Kismet on 4 in a row. Now trying to track back over towards the zone. Again, this has not been depleted, so a second tick of progress will be locked. 3v1 situation. Kismet last alive. Checks the wrong corner. Still wins the first battle, but the double slide comes through, and Optic will take the round.
Thankfully, Optic had all those lives to play with, and time was on their side as well. Because I thought once that 4 dead goes down and then Priest finds the initial kill off the respawn, would have made Optic's chances very, very slim, but able to find that trade on the Priest. Kismet puts down shots over towards well, so you have a lot of information gained. Just need to put someone on the objective. Thankfully, you're able to outnumber them to close out that round, but Dashy with so many big moments, so many big gunfights throughout that round, allow Optic Texas to secure the attack. They get it done with 5 segments, but now they're in the hefty lead to close this one out.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely the case. You could not be more comfortable right now if you're Optic Texas in this current map. So, long pathway ahead here for LAG. And you love to see this from the respawn of Optic Texas. Everyone helping each other. A couple of moments that feel like they're about to go awry, but someone comes up big. Opening here as well. Looking good for the breakoff. 2 will drop for LAG. Kismet behind the play, but loses all of his teammates. So, yes, he finds 2, but that really just kind of stops Optic from putting on the spawn trap.
Yeah, that's fine. Like, you'll go 3 for 2 every single time. Go 4 for 2, and now force all of LAG to work this overextension. 30 seconds have already been gone. You take care of Kenny, who was pushed out in towards their lobby, so that's first wave down. But you got to get some top hallway control, and Dashy and the boys are just not allowing it to be easy.
Yeah.
Hello.
Big win there from Priesta. Problem is, like you mentioned, these Optic players inside the LAG spawn are going to have us playing like a frequency control right now. Just who can find the most amount of spawn kills at the moment. Lynn's on the zone. Surprise from behind us. Dashy finds him to clear off that 1 tick of progress at B. Kismet trying to quickly come back over to at least try to save some of this, and will find the clean shots to allow a chance to pause the clock.
Yeah, now you're just hoping that your teammates can get past Shotzzy, because he's just been into your spawn. You're able to take care of him with no one dropping. Time being paused at 28 seconds. Now you have a double stack at B. First segment should be locked. You just got to be prepared for this pinch, because Optic are trying to set it up.
Well, here we go. Kenny able to find the opener. Challenges around from the back as Kenny will get another. Lunar still hanging from this and almost able to find the lineup. Not quite to happen. Optic will clear the zone. And now we're on the last chance, the last legs here for LAG. And his Kismet shut down. Now it's just down to desperately trying to work your way onto the 8 point here for LAG. And it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, it might be over with. Shotzzy finds the initial 2 clutch gunfights there. Pred strikes for the 3rd. Only 10 seconds left. Farthest player pushed up is going to be Lunars. You need him to pop a 4-piece, and unfortunately, he's only able to get 1. So Optic Texas do a little bit better this time. They add another map to the tally. Optic up 2-1.
Yeah, really clean control from start to finish. Obviously, it doesn't start better than that. Round number 1, you get the 3 from Kenny, and then you're immediately spawn trapping and not allowing any single route to open up really at any point in that first offensive round for LAG. The follow-up attack, sure, works out nicely. A couple of moments that you start to say, oh, careful. But like I mentioned, like, you just get someone who pops up, finds a good double, opens the space back to the spawn trap, never really comes into play. And then you're off to the races again, putting the pressure onto both zones. So, yeah, I would say from start to finish, all 3 of those rounds really nicely developed by Optic.
Yeah, well played. Like, and the biggest thing that I was focused on was their breakoffs. We watched them so far throughout this entire qualifiers go 3 to 4 dead every single time they're spawning in on control. Finally, some kills go your way. It makes your job a whole lot easier when you're trying to take that map control away. Kenny goes 14 to 15. That's okay. You had Shotzzy and Pred roaming in their spawn. Dashy finding clutch kill after clutch kill. Just a very easy game there from Optic Texas. Filling lanes when they need to, setting up the proper pinches when they need to, and also taking their time on these attempts. Like on these break attempts where you're thinking, okay, LAG are on it. They're going to be able to at least get a couple guaranteed segments. They're slowly working this pinches, making sure that, okay, that's covered. We're good there. Now I can start to work the pinch with my team and set up these breaks. It was just well coordinated from Optic Texas and both respawns so far.
Yeah, and I think on the other side, you know, to kind of speak to LAG, and again, we said that we needed to give some evaluation now that this team has had more than enough reps since the kind of flop up of the roster with Lunars coming in first, and then it was Priest out, Skies in, and now Priest in, Skies out. I mean, I don't know, man. There's just something about this AR line that just does not really bode much confidence whatsoever. I mean, Lunar's a really bad map here, 7 and 17, but it just feels like continually, time after time, when LAG need to put something together, they just cannot get set up. It's just a lot of 2v3s, 2v4s. Like, it just never really felt like they were able to get themselves as a collective group before to start making a play together. It had to be based off of individuals. Like, a nice double there from Kismet, but he's the last one standing. His teammates were already all dead. So it's just tough because it just feels like this LAG team is a boat taking on more water than they can handle.
Yeah, it's definitely tough, man, because when you think about this roster, obviously the initial stint of it throughout stage 1, they couldn't really find success. So then you added a new player in the Lunars, you swip out Skies, you bring back in Prisa. Just their formula right now for the game isn't really working. The game plan for the game isn't really working, and it's hard to be consistent when every single time you're spawning on in, it's just something different, or just certain things that you're trying to fix about the game, and then something else breaks. That's the most annoying thing about being a pro. It's like you put so much focus into fixing 1 or 2 setups, and then your previous setups that you thought were great are instantly starting to get broken down. So LAG just continuously struggling in that aspect. Now they're down 2-1 in the series, going into a protocol hardpoint, which is, this is a map they played really tight versus Atlanta FaZe, and there's one thing that they need to focus on was finding some success at P4. The same thing that we saw in map number 1, where they're rotating early for 20 seconds, giving up 20 seconds, and putting themselves in the best ideal setup. They were instantly getting broken down today and yesterday. If you are LAG, the setups need to be a lot better because you can force a game 5 here.
And I think the other part about that map from yesterday versus Atlanta is, like, honestly, if you just stop Draza from feasting on you,
yes, he was
you're probably chilling. Yeah, I mean, he was unbelievable. But you're right. I mean, like, the game flow graph was like really tight, and then you get to a P4 and like here's Atlanta booped up real hard. Like, it definitely was very clear what the vulnerability was for this LAG squad. So see what they could do here as we find ourselves going back to protocol. The Hacienda to start, though, I mean, talking about, again, LAG playing a close map versus Atlanta in their most recent matchup on that map, didn't see the same signs of it versus Optic. So doesn't necessarily mean because it just happened yesterday that it's going to come through here again. But yeah, I think you're right in terms of, like, again, the macro focus, especially around P4 for LAG, just has to be better.
Yeah, it simply has to, man. Like, you have to be able to win a bunch of these one-on-one gunfights, because that's the way that Optic like to set up on these breaks. Just don't allow them to pick you guys apart. Force players to reposition and they get caught off bad timing in those situations. One player who really had a great standout performance yesterday versus FaZe was Lens. Like, he had so many opportunities yesterday with that SMG, influencing the spawns a certain way, coming back to help his team to fight out junk time. He has to be making big plays, impactful plays on these pinches. But I'm also looking at Prisa. Like, he's a guy who I think the most of. Like, he has unbelievable talent. It's just right now I feel like he's lacking in that confidence aspect. If he can just put that together, he can go back to the player that we are knowing of, right back in there, world champion type of player. Yeah. It's just in certain situations, he doesn't really believe in himself or believe in the communication that's coming in. You're getting bad timings left and right. You just need P-Dog to be P-Dog. Just get loose.
How much do you think that that's impacted by, again, like, his, over the last couple of weeks, like, a lot of weapon swaps between them? Like, he's been kind of the more flex players. Yeah. So,
like, I don't know. Not able to build your confidence when you're consistently in and out, role changes going left and right, new strategies, new everything. You're trying to develop some chemistry between a new team. But all ready to start this one off. Optic find every single kill in the feed. They're starting off that P1 time. You're gonna have Kismet trying to find some success on his pinch. He opens up with the kill, and that leads to 3 dead. LAG with the early break.
Yeah, really good shutdown there from Lunars. Getting the read on Shotzi on the pinch. Whoa,
my God.
Yeah, that'll keep the play alive here for Optic because they come off spawn. Shotzi immediately in for the contest. Pred following up. He's now on 3 in a row. Nades being cooked. Shotzi, that's really well placed, but unfortunately, Dashy's nade doesn't quite get over the hard point. And we'll take Shotzi out of commission as we look over towards the P2 side of the map. Kenny is the only one really in position to try to get some early influence over P2, but as he drops, now it's down to Pred from topside windows.
Yeah, Pred's just gonna hold it down with the AR. He still knows if there's a couple players around that mid-map area. Let me just try to mow them down, and he finds himself on 6 in a row. Double headshot to clean up the mid-map pressure. Now your teammates can apply the pressure through the low side of bolt. Shotzi's only able to get one. LAG trying to stay alive, effective on the trades, but Optic are doing a great job of just keeping this one scattered, being laid off the roto.
Yeah, they did get one player in Dashy to kind of spawn behind P2, but that's been immediately corrected now by LAG. Pred 8, make it 9 in a row. Heck of a the first life, or second life, I should say, for Pred. Septek's also well placed up top on ladder off the reload.
Oh, man.
Down finds Lunars. 10-1 start. Give me 11. Woo! How about Pred? Hellstorm earned, and an opportunity for Optic to take this from initial, pretty scrap over to P3 initial.
And you hear how energetic we are in this situation. Imagine the Green Wall fans are saying, finally, this guy is giving us what we thought he should. 11-2 start. Hellstorm already earned. You get a little bit of time there at P2. You lose the rotation over towards New. But every time LAG rotate early, you always find a break. So let's do it again.
Nice opening from Shotzzy. Keeps the hardpoint neutral. Follow-up from Pred. Right back into the mix. 13-2. Already got another double. Reads over towards the backside at lockers are good. Now to the front. Dude. Oh, mercy me. And you can take a look at the player cam. Pred's got some words to say as Optic will be in 30 seconds till the fight.
He's doing it all right now. Just catching all of his timings, winning all of his one-on-ones, finding pinches, kills as well. Optic can currently do no wrong with Pred leading the way, because they were able to flip these spawns now, potentially walk away with this final 20, but instantly thinking about that rotation over towards New. LAG, thankfully, you're able to watch your back. You're finding an initial kill, but Kenny's here.
Yeah, he's got the SMG out. Good damage coming out. Forces a team kill from Lunars, who will be the last LAG member alive over towards B. Forma Kismet shuts down the play onto Spiral. Nice little bait and switch here as Kismet is right back into the mix, and now he finds himself on 3 in a row with LAG supporting this hold with the trophy system down at B-Fire.
Yeah, this is where they need to make up a lot of that time. They let go in the first 3 hard points. Initial kill goes in favor of Kismet. He's holding down Spiral, but gotta make sure all your bases are covered. Pred and Dashy right through the big door, able to contest this a little bit. Not Pred from Spiral, trying to slide on in, gets a little bit too impatient there. Your teammates are not in the play, so you still give LAG a chance to hold.
Priesta just holding on the backside of PCs. That's going to work out nicely as Kismet continues just to run rampant with Lins. So the hold is good on the initial attempts from Optic from the front doors, but still not giving up on it. Here we go again. Priesta still same spot, same result. Good for 2 in a row. Now it's a follow-up as Shotzzy. Whoa, thought he was weak. Not the case. Kismet trying to save the hard point. Not fully able to do it, so it's just down to Lunars. And he will have a chance to at least kill a little bit more time and get pretty much a full 45, 50 seconds here for LAG.
Yeah, it's fantastic to play right there from the Gorillas. A trade every single time. Optic are even getting close to potentially breaking that money hill. Now you find yourself up by 10. We need to be cleaner, though, on finding kills on this guy. Like, no one is able to trade Pred. Every single time we hop on his POV, he is on multi-kill after multi-kill. Papa Hacks has to be feeling good.
Yeah, a little heat check there from Pred, playing off of that pinch. Not fully able to come through. Kenny over the top, not quite able to center up on towards Lunars. So LAG, considering the electricity out of Pred, are only down a couple of points here.
Yeah.
And that's not good news, I think, if you're the Green Wall fan, because you're still really banking on the hero ball to come through if Pred continues to fry like this.
And they found another 3 in the feed, so that's clean 4 dead. You can soak up this remaining time here at P1. Trying to trap them towards the backside of Grandma's, but Lins is going to be blessed with a spawn to at least contest that old time. He's going to have a free pinch. He's just hoping that his teammates can hold their positioning, and they find all the kills in the feed. Dashley, last player alive. He's taking care of an LAG. We're in a rotation to New.
Yeah, Priesta for 2 there is a miracle. Pred, though, good timing. Gets around the backside at tower. Read up top is decent, but Lunars bests him from topside ladder. So LAG in for now. Shotzzy working on a route to flip the spawns around. Kills from the front are also decent. Gun up, though, for Kismet. Shuts down the pinch, and now it's just Optic trying to break from the front.
And they're investing the Hellstorm here. Trophies are going to be effective, and unfortunately for Pred, he also takes down a teammate. But at least have the hill white for now. It's just LAG have the better spawns. They're instantly able to spawn their way back on in, put themselves in a position to soak up again at the speed 2.
Here comes Papa Kiz. He's going to have Lin spawn on his right hip. Oh no, this is a dangerous moment here for Optic. 92 to 110. Pred's still frying. Holy cow, 26 and 12. They're going to get the scrap time here, but LAG will win rotation to New unless Pred just turns into him.
Yeah, without this guy doing what he's doing, Optic are probably down by 100. Like, Pred is just doing it all right now. Second most in hill time, obviously. Outslaying basically every single one of his teammates. But Dashy, Kenny, the boys combined for the early break. LAG, even though they had the spawns, you just simply get outnumbered through the front door. And now you're banking on Kismet to just play his life towards the back, but he's instantly stepped out. Optic find an easy break.
Yeah, Kismet, I don't think anticipated that there were going to be 3 Optic members who spawned essentially right in front of him. His teammates nowhere else to spawn besides from the front. The kills from the front door are decent. And how about that from LAG? It looked like an absolutely smooth break from Optic from the front. Looked like they were going to flip the spawns at the same time, but instead it's a quick re-break from the front, and now LAG are looking favorable for this back 20.
Yeah, they just put all their reinforcements over through sidewalk and the middle door. No one watching the zip side through the overextension of that boat, and that allows Priesta to block those spawns, find a double, and spawn Optic all the way across the map. Now it's all about the chase in towards the bottom side of P4. Optic find the initial couple of kills. You're going to turn this into a 2v2. You need to clutch up on these fights.
Oh, about a tie game through the end of this most recent hardpoint and a 50-50 battle over the top of P4. And prime time for us to take a listen in with the Los Angeles Guerrillas, mate.
Need a backside. They have to chill. Close right in.
Big door.
On that he can.
I'm flanking him.
Get maps. Yeah, get maps.
Kenny's weak on the boat. He's staying alive.
I hear you.
Just go to time, Chris. Go to time, bro. He pitched me lockers.
Maps.
He's gonna be
Two maps. There's two maps.
Spiral maps.
Spiral is dead.
Nice, take time. Let's go big door.
Yeah, it's gonna be on.
That guy's just spawn out.
You can lay on the maps if you want.
Like deep cliff.
Okay.
I don't see him deep cliff. I'm laying down. I'm gonna slide it. I'm gonna slide it.
I hear you.
I'm one shot. He's on the heady.
On the heady.
Two down. 3v2.
Out of the box. Yo, he's boat.
Maps in big door. Ironing map. Alright. Focus your big door. That's what you gotta worry about.
Two maps.
Okay.
One on time, one on
I
map.
got stun new.
Pushing the zip. Grandma's
Okay,
top
I hear you. Could've went top, Bernie. Nice, that was him. Good. Where's
I got stun new.
Okay, I'm trying to help you new.
I don't see him new.
It's Macon, Brandon.
Hold in. One shot. Big door. He's gonna try to go P2, bro.
I hear you. I think this guy was Macon, Brandon, maybe.
Yeah, I'm looking at him.
He's gonna be P2. He's gonna flank long.
Yep, Dashy.
Downtown. He's staying long.
One shot. We're good.
He knows I'm here. He's still long.
Bottom grandma's.
Oh, shit, he took forever, bro. Wow. Bottom grandma's Brandon. Yep.
Spawn dead.
Nice, good up. Yo, bottom grandma's Brandon.
I hear you.
We're spawning on tower.
I'm bottom grandma's.
I hear you.
He's top grandma's. I'm behind time.
Okay. I need a time.
Time. AG dead.
Nice, good up. Still top grandma's. Top grandma's still Brandon.
You ammo. One shot. Nice.
Nice job. I ain't got time. Don't worry about it.
One shot. Shotzi.
I hear you.
From heaven. I can help you out.
I hear you. I hear you on that. Nice, good up. Nice, team kill. That's last guy.
Okay. Where's he at, boat? I'm trying to block him. Make sure we're blocking him.
He's gonna pitch up.
I'll get your dubs. Alright,
one's all heli.
yeah, he's top dub. Just shot him.
An inner side point. It's on the grid box. Tool. One more ult.
Nice. Alright, you're on new time or no?
Hold Brandon.
I'm on there. Okay. You spawn
I'm gonna play the same team.
Real tight affair here, Jay, but once again, we rotate over to a pivotal hardpoint. LAG in control, and they were making a mess of the Optic setup around P1 at the same time. Lots of stress here for Optic Texas.
Oh, yeah, that team nade that comes in and technically counts as a team nade there for Dashy, but most likely someone from the Guerrillas threw a Semtex right on the top side of those gun steps. That forced Dashy to take down him and Kenny, but it was a great break from Optic Texas at that P4 HP. You even heard it in the listening for the Guerrillas. Kid's been telling Priesta, you got to hit the hill. It's just Priesta was the second guy off the respawn, and at that point, there's only one person in the hardpoint because he doesn't fill the right gap. So you give Optic an opportunity to keep themselves in this game, and now they're running away with it with a perfect hold here at P2.
And you let Pred just get free and let him just do what he's been doing all game long. It's a little bit of extra time. Break on the way, though, for the scrap time for LAG, looking decent. And, ooh, look at the spawns. They're going to move around. Dashy, the last one left, has to try to play recovery. Gets the first into lockers. Predictions decent here on the Lins, who just backs away. Wants to make sure the spawns stay safe for LAG, and that's allowed now Optic to flood in from the front.
The spawns are safe if you find that trade if you're Lins. It's just the fact that you allow Dashy to stay alive. Now he's making you pay for it. Optic already find a break in towards the hill at P3 where they do not have the spawns. You should have not allowed them in this hardpoint the way that you did. But now you need to find a break. You need to find it quick.
That Priesta gets 3, though. Oh, my goodness. Just Shotzi, last one left in. There'll be enough time to at least allow Kismet to trade from the front, but still, the spawn's good for Optic. Now from the front door, LAG trying to work their way in, but Pred has bumped out this route. Or has he? Priesta, the quick elimination, but Optic still comfortable and can still win the game here.
Yeah, they can still win it here. So if you're LAG, you got to work your way through the front door. There's not much time to develop on any of these routes. You're trying to go over towards sidewalk, and Dashy is lining up every single headshot. That's a clean 4 dead. That might be game.
Yeah, feels like it. Last couple of seconds started to come through. It's just LAG running in one by one, and everyone starts to feast at the end. You're absolutely right, though. That play from Lins may have just costed LAG the game. And could be something in the water. Like, he was kind of getting cooked the first rotation to hills. And if you're not feeling confident, you're trying to play a little bit too cautious, a little bit too safe. too many question marks of how many Optic members could possibly be there. He backs up, and that play right there allows Optic to flood in from the front, get the kills, and get the hard point and the spawns at the same time.
Yeah, a lot of misplays right there from the Gorillas. They should have been able to force the game number 5. If you think about that P4 where Priestess doesn't fill the right gap, you get outnumbered for the break there. Then rotation, like Lynch, you gotta play for that trade. Like backing up to secure the spawns is cool and all, but if you get that kill, you secure the spawns as well, because